Hey everyone, welcome to Hot Topics Live. It's Monday, 2 p.m. Central Time, and it's time to take 15 minutes to work on your home bakery business. So today I'm going to be sharing with you what I wish I knew when I was first starting out. And I've recently welcomed so many new followers into the Facebook group and on my email list that this felt like perfect timing because so many of you have been saying that you really just need some tips to get started. And that got me thinking about when I was first getting started. And if I'm being honest, I was just obsessed with learning as much as I can about my business. Does this sound like you? Give me a yes in the comments if you are just like consumed with learning about your business. There is nothing wrong with that. But back in the day when I was first starting out and there was so much that I didn't know, I spent so much time learning about my business that it might have been to my own detriment because I wasn't taking action quite as much as I could have. And now, hindsight, being what it is, I'm sharing with you some of those tips that I wish I knew when I was first getting started to save me time and lots of expensive mistakes. All right, so hopefully that's a topic that you're interested in, and that's what we're going to break down today. So here in Hot Topics Live, we stream in 2 locations. You guys know this if you've been around the block with me for a few weeks or months. Over in the Facebook group, if you're a member, jump in the comments right now and say hi. You can do hashtag replay if you're watching this a little bit later. If you're watching live, you can drop your comments and say hello to each other in the chat. Over on YouTube, you can get notified whenever I go live. If you're not in the Facebook group or you don't have access to that, then YouTube is a great place to watch as well. And a lot of people say they like watching over on YouTube because it's a little bit easier to find. So if you've been trying to find these, YouTube is a great place. So go over to my YouTube channel, which is Better Baker Club. I'm Better Baker Club everywhere. And you can find me on YouTube at Better Baker Club and then just hit notify. And even if you are in the Facebook group, it helps you to find that video. So one day soon, this might become a podcast. But right now, there's just only so much bandwidth that I have. And this is what we do, is just do the best that we can, right? And you probably feel like that in your own baking as well, that there's all these amazing ideas and things that you want to do. But sometimes it's just about doing what you can, where you're at with what you have. I love that motto, and I have to remind myself of that all the time. So today's topic is tips that I wish I knew earlier. And you guys, I wish that I could go back in time and tell my 20-year younger self a few things. And one of the first things that I would tell young Allison is that you don't need to have it all figured out before you start selling. Just get started. And what does that look like, just getting started? Well, the first thing is you don't need a website before you start selling. And I know a couple weeks ago, I did an entire Hot Topics Live training on how to know if you're ready for a website. So it's true that eventually a website is a great step for your business. But this is sort of like, okay, so what if you're not quite ready for a website? Then what? So this is sort of the prequel to that video. I'll go ahead and link it in the video description. So if you really want to catch that one and know how to tell if you're ready for a website, then you can go to that video as well. It's a really great training to know if you're ready. But right now what we're talking about is that you don't need to have a website to be ready to start selling. And sometimes we take these things that we feel like we need and we use them as excuses to not take action right away. So the very first thing I want to tell you is you don't need a website. You can absolutely bake to full capacity without a website. And like I said, go check out that website video to know when you are ready. So what do you do if you don't have a website? How do you find these customers? Number one tip that I wish I knew earlier was to optimize my Google listing. And I actually didn't have Google when I first started, but I wish that you knew that if you don't know that. So claim your business on Google and verify your business on Google will bring you plenty of organic traffic to your baking business. So that is tip number one. You don't need a website. Google has incredible SEO. All you have to do is go in there and create an account and claim your business. It's free to do. You don't have to have the website to do it. And you get that Google search traffic. So if I were to go onto Google right now and type in bakery near me, then home-based bakers would be coming up in the search along with bakers with websites. And why not just take that shortcut? So that's tip number one. Thing I wish I knew earlier was don't waste time, money, resources on a website until you're really ready. Tip number two that I wish I knew way back when was that you don't have to have a big Facebook following, a Facebook business page, or a really killer Instagram account. You don't need any of that to get started. And you might be like, what? What is she talking about? Like, who am I going to sell to if I don't have the Facebook, the account, the Instagram, or thousands of friends following what I'm doing? I'm about to break it down for you because this is a game changer. This is the one thing that I feel like holds a lot of bakers back, is that feeling that I'm not ready yet. If you know how to bake and you have your pricing figured out and some form of packaging and you meet your cottage food laws for your state, then you can start selling. And taking the time to build up that Instagram following, Facebook page is just a stalling tactic. What you can do is utilize Facebook groups and Facebook Marketplace. Those are venues that have a really big reach so that you don't have to personally friend everyone and cultivate this following, this local following. You can actually just tap into those groups and do it yourself. So what does that look like? That might look like you creating a few social media posts, a picture of something that you want to sell, and a price and a way to contact you, and then sharing that post into a group that you've joined. Now, I'll give you a word of caution. You do have to spend a little bit of time cultivating these groups that you belong to, because not all groups allow selling. Not all groups are your fit, but once you find one or two high quality groups and you're just starting out, you're going to be able to sell as much as you can bake right now. And if you're in the beginning stages, you might not be at full capacity. You might still be testing the waters, figuring out your menu, working on your pricing, photographing your baked goods, but you still want to be selling and not postponing all of the reward that comes along with it. So don't think that you need to have everything in place before you can sell. You don't. All you need is access to a Facebook group or the Facebook Marketplace, and boom, you're in contact with lots of people. So these tips that I'm sharing are things that I wished I knew earlier. I actually have put them all together in, I think I have 8 of them all together in this guide to 8 ways to grow your baking business. These are like 8 different ways that you can get a bigger audience in and not necessarily go out and do the website and all the work that goes into it. So if you want to get your hands on that 8 ways to grow your baking business guide, I'd love to share it with you, because these are all the things that you can do to reach more customers. And the link to go grab that freebie, I'm going to put it in the chat right now. And then I'm also going to put it in the video description. So below this video, above this video, wherever you're watching, scroll up the description and I'll put that link in there so that you can grab that copy. Now, here's the thing. There are 8 different ways to grow your business in this guide. You don't want to try to do all 8 all at once because you're not going to be able to take effective action. Pick one thing in that guide and say, like, this one makes sense to me. I'm going to go look for more Facebook groups this month, or I am going to get my one product listed on the Facebook marketplace. You don't have to have a full menu. You don't have to have a Canva template. You don't have to have any of that. You can make one thing and list it on the marketplace and just get selling. So as I'm welcoming new members into the Facebook group and onto my email list, that's the comment that I hear the most is, I just need tips to get myself some more business. So remember that what your business looks like right now, it's not going to look like that forever. And when you compare yourself to a baker who's been doing this for 5 years or 3 years, versus where you're at right now as a beginner just getting started, they're 2 totally different games. And what you want to do right now is get the momentum going by making some sales. And then you'll see the things that you want to work on. Once you make a few sales, you're going to realize, oh, I don't have great pictures. Oh, I didn't love that packaging. Oh, I think I need to work on that recipe a little bit. And that is how you get better. But you can't do it by just taking in information, spending so much time in Facebook groups, reading freebies, reading blog posts, and just learning about it. It's really about taking this action, even if it feels messy and unready. That is the way that you're going to grow your baking business the fastest. That is really the big takeaway on what I wish I knew when I started earlier. What I wished I knew earlier when I was just getting started is you can do it messy. You can start now and just start selling without the fear of not having everything done and not looking like the bakers who have been doing this for a long time. So let me know in the comments, what is one thing that you feel like is holding you back? One thing that's holding you back from getting started or selling more frequently? Are you stuck in the sort of analysis paralysis where you're just consuming information and you're not taking action? Are you having questions about your cottage food laws and you actually don't know what you can sell and what you can't sell and your labeling requirements? If that's you, let me know in the comments. This group is all about helping you get to the next step and taking action. So the way to get the most out of it is, of course, to participate. And when you participate, that helps other bakers reach out to you and let you know what worked for them. We can share resources and help you get to the place that you want to be. All right, so again, the 8 ways to grow your baking business guide lists out 8 different things you could do to grow your business and get more customers. The link to grab that is in the video description, and the tips that I wish I knew earlier are things that you can learn from. You don't have to wait. You can get faster results thanks to groups like this that help you take the next step. So hopefully this is a helpful training for you today. I want to thank you for joining Hot Topics Live. It's just 15 minutes to pick up a few tips that will help you grow your baking business. So thanks so much for joining today, and I will see you guys same time next week. Bye for now, friends.